It's Madden NFL 24, and we'll see Chris Godwin. He's coming off one of his biggest games in both yards and touchdowns last week. It's the Bucs and the Bears, next on Madden NFL 24.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And it's the defense that's really the star of the show. A terrific game last week. They got a shutout on the road, and that's something that doesn't happen very often nowadays.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Taking it about the one. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here the Buccaneers ready to go on offense with a new man at the helm here for 2023 in his 6th season now in the NFL, Baker Mayfield.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Baker going to throw this right away. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
Godwin continues to be the receiver every quarterback wants in his offense. Over 100 catches and 1,000 yards last season. Fills that reliable short field role and knows how to get open quickly on any type of route.
A first down throw for Mayfield. Looking for Godwin again, and he's got him once more. And he's got this down to the 35. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. Mayfield. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And finally down it goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 6. Good pickup of 28 yards.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Mayfield looks to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. This will be caught at about the 6. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Here's a peek at their past draft class. And, Charles, sometimes you'll see teams that have really specific needs they want to fill. Some can just say, well, I'm going to take the next best guy available. Maybe we see a little bit of both here in this draft.
I think you're right about that, Brandon. Plenty of talent in their class this year, some of which will contribute early and some which will be called upon down the road. The GM makes the final call after all the input from the scouts and the coaches. Now it's up to the coaches to develop the guys that the GM picked.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So here come the Bears to take over on offense behind their 3rd-year course, Justin Fields.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. He'll pick up 7 there on the 1st down keeper.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a 1st down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
And He'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
You talk about getting off to a hot start, a shutout right out of the gate. Think of the carryover headed into this one, the residue of that game. That means excellent practices, guys alert, ready to go. They'd love to hang a second one right here, right now.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And that to the 30. It'll be second down. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week, 20 carries, 82 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
2nd and 7. Again, it's Fournette out at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. On the option right is Fields. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a third down. Look at this defense for Tampa Bay. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Normally you want teams to gel late in the season, but this unit, they've been terrific right from the word go. Came in as the number 1 rated unit against the pass in the NFL after just 1 week.
They'll set up the screen to Fournette. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And here's Matt Araiza now. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will do the job nicely as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Mayfield on first down. This ball complete to Durham. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. To throw, Mayfield. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And they'll get him down as he's in. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. Right back to Chris Godwin. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two connect. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Mayfield throw on target to Godwin here. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. Here's Mayfield. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Mayfield with it once more. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great effort there. With touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Buccaneers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
Partner, remember that old film with Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well that they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's Chris Godwin who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touch. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
The previous play is under review.
Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Fields now to throw. Pass incomplete.
Now you could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
The offense on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Fields. And this is going to be incomplete. On 4th down, Matt Araiza is sent on to punt. And taken at the 46. That'll go as a 39-yard punt. Give him 9 on the return. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. Get a look at receiver Chris Godwin as this offense returns for their next drive. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success.
Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Buccaneers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
That's Kalijah Cansey in to get him down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Back to throw. Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Fields. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
It's taken to the 26. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. First down, Mayfield. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. And they got it right across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A very solid gain of 27.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. A quick pass here to Godwin. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half, Mayfield. That's caught by Durham. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And it's the Falcons who are out in front in the second quarter. Desmond Ridder with a couple of touchdown passes. From there, it's up to Highmark Stadium to check in on the Bills. And they trail the visiting Las Vegas Raiders. And that one's gone to halftime. Devontae Adams, a touchdown catch in that first half. Lastly, let's head to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati to see what's happening with the Bengals. And they are in a tight one, all tied with the visiting Ravens. We saw a strong first half out of the former Heisman Trophy winner, Baker Mayfield. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission. Final preparations being made for the second half, both in terms of game plan and also hydration, because humidity is really going to catch up to these guys, no doubt. And for the call of the second half, we go back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Kalijah Kancey able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet. Here comes the Bears punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking on the midfield logo. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Here's a quick pass. He's got Chris Godwin. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 14 yards that time for number 14.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
A first down throw for Mayfield. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
Defense.
Well, they've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check, and they're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
At the Bears 7-yard line.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. Mayfield now. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield taking it. Away as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And the lead is now 24. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run.